Hey Skong Gang, my name is Primacon and I took a day off to just catch some sleep, get some rest because I've been grinding YouTube way too hard. And just like the Grim Reaper, I have returned to claim your already depressed and starved souls because I have bad news. It's a really good theory I cooked up with another fellow YouTuber, Corey Miller, and this is one of those videos where I want you to watch till the end because we have receipts and proof for making such a bold claim that Hollow Knight SILKSONG will not be out in 2024. In fact, if we don't hear from Team Cherry in the next week or so, it's almost guaranteed a 2025 release. You know what's not a 2025 release though? Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. That DLC is dropping today, and you can get that banger DLC at a banger discount thanks to today's video sponsor, Instant Gaming. If you click the link below and go to Instant Gaming and do a quick search of Elden Ring, you'll find that game available pretty much on every platform in every configuration possible. Obviously, the hot new thing is Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, and you can sort that out by PC, PlayStation, or Xbox and get it at a 20% off discount. Grab yourself a discount before it goes out of stock because these things have been selling like hotcakes. And if you're not a fan of that, you can get video games like Dead Cells and Another Crab's Treasure, beautiful indie game bangers for up to 50% off. Half price is pretty good, man. Click the link below to check out all the amazing deals, and thank you Instant Gaming for sponsoring today's video. Now, to start with the very beginning, we've been expecting SILKSONG this June for one main reason. I know there have been ESRB ratings and stuff like that, Microsoft got a store page, that's all well and good, but if that happened any other year, people wouldn't be expecting a release. And a lot of people ask me this, why you were expecting a release this June. It was mainly because it's been one full year since it got delayed. They had a planned release window which got pushed back, and everyone thought that 1 year is plenty time to polish the game off if they just missed it because of polishing. And of course, the Xbox store page, ESRB ratings, and the Hollow Knight free trial on the Nintendo Switch were just the cherry on top of that theory. And don't forget the streak of silence that Team Cherry has been on. They have refused to acknowledge their fans asking if they will be showcasing this June or not, and they have said nothing, so it made people believe that, well, Team Cherry aren't gonna ignore us for no reason whatsoever. They are monsters, of course, and if they didn't have anything cooked up, then why would they be quiet, right? Well, maybe we gave them too much credit, I don't know. As we approach end of June, all the big major showcases have gone, and it's pretty evident that if we don't hear from Team Cherry pretty soon directly in the next coming week or so, that we're not gonna hear about SILKSONG this year. And here's why. This is a conversation Let had on Discord back in 2021, later half of 2021 actually, and I'll just read you exactly what he said, where he says, "Big games tend to launch and eat up the airways at the end of the year. I prefer earlier launches for indies in general. There are more factors beyond announcement opportunities, but that's a big one I don't want to miss. I would be failing at my job if I didn't look for them," which also goes back to the whole Team Cherry will directly announce it on their YouTube theory, because I think that's a bunch of baloney, but we'll get to that. Hold a pin in that discussion. If you can't get those opportunities, sure you can release. I guess my point is, when your game is done and you kinda look for big marketing opportunities and plan around those, shouldn't I reach out to Jeff Keighley to try and get an announcement during the Game Awards instead of launching in October? And I think that pretty much brings home the whole news will come from Team Cherry discussion, because it's pretty evident at this point what Leth meant is that it won't come from him. It will be directly cooked up by Team Cherry. Now, it could very well be showcased at a showcase, as he's talking about big opportunities. In fact, he doubles down on this argument 2 full years later in the 2023 Blue SR interview he did. Let me show you a clip.
Setting up what they call marketing beats, you know, instead of just constantly pushing a game out, you can kind of chill a little bit and then try and hit a big moment. I think that focusing on beats, like momentary big events or big instances of pushing a game, is better for small teams as well. Like, of course you should, if you're excited about your game, you know, and you got something cool you just made or whatever, you could tweet it and whatnot and get eyes on it. But
trying to like bunch together your marketing efforts into like a little burst, right? I suppose.
Oh, a burst. Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's a better word. Beat's kind of like the old school term, but like a marketing burst.
Even then, he said that if no one knows who you are, you could push things out on your Twitter to get people hyped on it and whatever, but you want to be focusing on these events. He literally said the word events. And this was an interview dedicated to SILKSONG and what's going about SILKSONG. I know he said the next news will come from Team Cherry, but I don't understand why people take that so literally that Team Cherry just will refuse to partner with any event. And the only reason we didn't get SILKSONG now is definitely because they're not ready to showcase, because if they were ready to showcase and let prefers releasing games early in the year, this was the perfect moment. This was the Super Bowl of gaming. The hype for SILKSONG was as high as it could possibly be, right? Given no updates from Team Cherry. This is insane amounts of hype we had for this month, which now is really died down. And the fact that we are now entering later half of the year in July, and from what Let said back on Discord, that even if an indie game was ready by October, why not reach out to Jeff Keighley to have that announcement in December, right? And right here, this is why I mainly believe, I mean, this is coming from the big man himself, that we have pretty much missed this deadline of 2024. And at that point, even if SILKSONG was ready for 3-4 months down the line, they would rather wait for the Game Awards to make that announcement for maybe a February launch, which will be pretty fitting for Hollow Knight SILKSONG. And to bring that point home, Hollow Knight was released on February, SILKSONG was announced in February, SILKSONG's second trailer was in June, SILKSONG demo was in June. In fact, Hollow Knight on the Nintendo Switch was also released in June. They really do believe in releasing something new early in the year rather than later. The only exception has been DLCs for Hollow Knight, but they're free DLCs, they're just updates. If there were something regarding marketing and sales, I'm sure those would have been pushed back to an early launch as well. But because the DLCs were pretty much free, it doesn't matter when you release them. Now, of course, I know what you're thinking. Were Team Cherry really off by a year and a half of their planned launch? First of all, this is nothing new for them, because if you don't know, Hollow Knight was planned to launch on 2015, and that launch date got pushed back all the way to 2017. That is just how they have always worked. People who look at this and be like, wow, SILKSONG is fucking cooked, something is wrong with the development, it's not gonna come out, the game is cancelled, it's all a bunch of Houdini. They just don't know how Team Cherry has always worked, and they don't know the intricate details of Team Cherry as a developer. They're just here, new fans, riding the SILKSONG meat, thinking of wild fucking bullshit theories out of their own ass. And I'd also like to point out, someone by the name Darker Meme Life on Reddit pointed out that probably relevant quote from the Edge magazine article, since some people seem to think scope creep is a new thing for Team Cherry. A very good point. I know this is pretty pixelated, but bear with me. Gibson and Palin have always let themselves be naturally guided by the worlds they build, almost discovering them as they go. As we have discussed in Edge before, their preferred method of development is a kind of controlled scope creep, with new areas and concepts unfurling out of others to create the place that feels as if it's grown organically. The way we approach these games, Gibson says, is that they are just a web of ideas and notions, all that pass through filters of bugs and caves and ruined civilizations and whatnot. Hollow Knight SILKSONG's development is going pretty much on par with how Hollow Knight was developed. It's just unfortunate that most new fans don't know that Team Cherry works like that. I've never been on that boat saying that the game is cancelled, they're in development hell. Even the development hell video I made, I talked about how the game is not in development hell, and people should stop saying that. It's just how Team Cherry works. Now, to bring it back, so far I was advocating for the fact that maybe the delay is caused because of porting. A lot of indie devs have come out and said that, well, we don't launch updates on consoles, we launch them first on PC because it takes a long time to port games on consoles. Big indie games that people have been harping about, like Nine Souls, are only available on Steam because it's really tough to get them ported to console when you're a small indie team. And I thought maybe console ports is what's been taking Team Cherry a full year after their planned delay, that it's, you know, that's not still out yet. But maybe not. If it's taking more than a year and a half, 2 years, who knows what at that point. Maybe they're still adding features, maybe there's still scope creep, because if you guys don't remember, they have said this in multiple interviews that they always have a finished game. That they just keep building around like a cocoon, and at any time they can stop the development, polish it up, and ship it out. That is their working philosophy. So I wonder if they're still adding the games, or if maybe I'm just underestimating the insane amount of work it takes to bug fix and get the game ported to all the consoles. Either way, the conclusion of this video is that because of everything I've produced, like Let's screenshots and whatnot, and snippets of Edge magazine interviewing Team Cherry about SILKSONG, if we don't hear about it very soon, and I'm talking like 10 to 12 days at max, we are probably not gonna hear about it till at the very earliest the Game Awards. And that's assuming the game is finished. That's assuming they wanna do a February launch. The only thing that left me baffled is why they have ignored their fans. If they really needed that time, would it have been really that hard to just come out and let the fans know? I'm not sure, and honestly, the SILKSONG community isn't sure as well. There's been this phenomena going around the subreddit called Open Letter to Team Cherry, where a lot of people are banding together to deliver an open letter to Let's/Team Cherry demanding just a little update on how the development is going. Questions like what led to such a delay in development, what stage in development now, can we expect something new till the end of the year, things like that. And I know people who are advocating for it are always saying that they want to do it in a very respectful way. That's for the community to decide. I don't know what they're cooking, but yeah, that's the only question that has left me scratching my head, because now all the signs are pointing to 2025. Let me know what you guys think of this whole theory. I cooked it up yesterday. Couldn't put it out because I was really tired. And I would also like to thank you all for 10,000 Primacon subscribers. Holy fucking shit. You guys are insane. Gonna do a giveaway related to that soon. And also a pretty hefty SILKSONG project I'm working on with Clouser. If you're interested in all of those things that are coming to PrimaCon channel, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when my videos come out. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. PrimaCon signing out.